Hello BookTube community, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. Today I'm so excited to bring to you my next to be read, and because I read my textbook in the last to be read, I can start a whole new textbook, so I'm going to start with that. The textbook for this time is the USDF Guide to Dressage. I was so excited when I picked this out. I'm still very stoked, but it's an entire rule book almost of dressage. So I think that I'm going to learn so much from this book, and I'm very excited to go through this step by step and chapter by chapter. So yeah, that one I'm very excited for, and we'll go from there. And then okay, so the next to be read that I'm doing, I'm going to do the next set of books after I read my Equus, because I think that's one of the leftover ones from when I stopped doing the subscriptions. So then the next bunch of books that I'm going to do, I picked from each shelf that I have, and I've picked little tiny books or books that'll be quick reads because I'm hoping to catch up a little bit on my book goal. So we will have to go from there. The first one is a Margaret Henry book that I haven't read in forever, so I'm very excited to read it now. It's called Brighty of the Grand Canyon. Now, I was pretty much raised on Margaret Henry books. I love Margaret Henry. So, this one is a shaggy little burro, a grizzled old prospector, a brave and famous hunter, a United States president, a heartless murderer. These are some of the characters in this true story of a very special little burro named Brighty by the prospector who found him running wild through the high cliffs of the Grand Canyon. Brighty blazes trails for the map makers and geologists who were among the first to explore the majestic, uncharted canyon. He even befriends President Theodore Roosevelt, and as if the high steep paths were not precarious enough for free-spirited Brighty, he became entangled with a dangerous murderer. So, again, Margaret Henry, it's a child's book, right? But I love Margaret Henry, so I can't wait to get started on that and go through that one. And then I picked two because A, they're little and they go together. These, again, were classics. I've had these growing up. I've read them to the point that they're pretty much falling apart, but I love them. The first one is called The Blind Colt by Glenn Rounds, and he's the smartest colt on the whole range, says Whitey. The little blue-gray colt is a beauty, and Whitey can hardly wait to ride him. But what is his uncle saying? We may have to shoot this colt? We may have to shoot this colt, Whitey. He is as blind as a bat. So, right? Just gets your taste buds going. And then after that is The Blind Outlaw. So it says here, trapped. The beautiful blind horse has been running wild and free, but now he's been caught with a band of range horses. Desperately he tries to turn aside and escape, but he can't. He even got to run with the others. He's got to run with the others or be trampled. Herded into a corral, the blind horse backs into a corner and stands trembling with fear. What will happen to him now? So that's exciting, right? Nice little books. We get them done real quick. And then for my bookshelf that was a bit of different things in the big box that I got, this one's called A Shadow on the Snow. So, A Winter's Kill. An abandoned family cabin in the remote Michigan seems like the perfect holiday retreat for Krista Marvo, until she sees the body. Strung from a tree on a desolate road, the man's corpse is pierced with a hunting arrow, a bloody warning etched in the snow, an anti-hunting protest or a personal vendetta. Krista sees the face of the man speeding away from the scene. Worse, she knows he saw her. Her fears are confirmed when she's warned to keep quiet or else. Tough and resilient, Krista fights back, digging into the cabin's past and its secrets, cleaning up gossip among locals in the process, gaining attention both professional and personal of the local sheriff. But as the winter closes in, the chill of death is in the air and a killer makes his move. Kind of exciting. Okay. And then this one I got from Goodreads, and it's tiny, super tiny, so I got two of the Goodreads shelf because this almost doesn't count as a book. But this is My Walk with Bentleys. I recently got that in my Goodreads collection. So it says here, dogs and people are a natural combination. A love born in childhood can change a life forever. My Walks with Bentley capture life lessons author D.C. Charles learned from her dog. Her dog Bentley, while on walks. Bentley's reverence for the neighborhood tree causes Charlie to reflect on nature, while they take up temporary residence in Pennsylvania. Bentley makes friends, though he turns out not to be much of a beach bum. And from the time they board a plane to their move in France, Bentley helps smooth the transition by making friends and enjoying the city of Paris. Well, except for those sidewalks. Before moving on to their new home in the countryside, and he learns French long before the author does. So, kind of like a fun, exciting book. So then I've got another one from the Goodreads called The Shadowed Path. So this has a really good cover on this one. And let's see here. Soldier, fight slave, smuggler, warrior, brigade lord. You may have encountered Jonomer Venena in the Chronicles of the Necromancer, but you don't really know him until you walk in his footsteps. This is the start of an epic journey. A blacksmith's son in a small fishing village before raiders killed his family. Jonomer was wounded and left for dead in the attack. He tried to rebuild his life, but when dangerous bargains with the shadowy stranger went wrong, he found himself on the run. So, kind of seems neat, right? So there we go. That is my to be read, and I'm going to go through my e-quiz first, and then we'll go from there. Thanks very much, guys, for putting up with me, and I'll let you know as we get through the books.